Hello and welcome to What's New, Better You. I'm Gabby, aka The GOAT.
And I'm Caleb. Thank you for coming back. This is our second video. I hope you guys enjoyed the first one. We are a weekly vlog shining the spotlight on different people in the community, empowering growth, and telling you what's new, what's going on. So let's get started. Okay, so kicking off our second episode, we're actually going to talk a little bit about the app. So it is officially launched. You can get it in Google Play and also the App Store. For the beta test, it was only available for App Stores. So you guys on Android, feel free to go download it. If you have any issues or problems, please contact us, whether DM on Instagram, message on Facebook, on our website, or even comment down below. Yes, and now we're also going to kind of go through how to post on the app, so feel free to post. When you do post something, not everything is going to be up on the feed right away. It has to be verified by BetterYou, and then also only the people that follow you or support you will be able to get the feed you get. So also, follow me, Caleb Gurnis. I'm on there. So yeah, let's see the video. Hello, I hope you enjoyed that video on how to post. Now remember, when you post, it may not show in the feed right away. It'll only show in the feed of the people that are supporting you. And then also through that, BetterYou has to verify it to make sure it's appropriate and it's actually informative for us to actually post it up on the feed. Next, we're going to talk to Hy-Vee and see what Project Shield's all about. In the video, we have our CEO, Justin, doing the interview. You may recognize him from this clip.
That's neat.
And see what it's all about.
All right, we're testing out the shield plan here, and so this is an example of the bronze shield. This is 60 points. As you're going through the grocery store, go ahead and look for our logo. It says the title of the product and then how many points it's worth. An easy way to keep track of that is use your notepad as you're going through. And as I said, this is a 60-point bronze, about 17 meals, 10 snacks. All right, here's an example of the silver shield, about 22 meals and 12 snacks. Here with Jennifer, the Hy-Vee dietitian, and this is an example of the gold shield package. The 110 points, do a little montage of all three, but Jennifer's going to talk a little bit about what Project Shield is.
Yeah, so Project Shield is a great project that we put together, Justin and I, of whole food groups. And basically different point systems. If you're on the bronze, you get 60 points, and you go through the store, look for those points, add them up to 60 points, go to the cash register, and everything's paid for. All of the items in here I have selected myself as nutritious products that anybody looking for good health should be purchasing and adding to their meals. So you can see in here lots of great food.
Definitely a great new way to do meal planning. Go ahead and look out for these meal plans to come. It's going to get better and better as we go on. Download the app, BetterYou, and all you need to do is bring that in and you're good to go.
I am personally very excited about Project Shield because you save money, and also I just like Hy-Vee. It's a great store, especially going through this on really picking out what's nutritious for you. Our next segment is the Booster of the Week, which is Reid Peters. You may know him from his own podcast, Reid Peters, Body and Philosophy. So let's take a look.
So I'm here to kind of introduce our booster of the week. We really believe that he has been empowering growth here on campus at Winona State. So this is Reid Peters, and he's here to kind of explain what he does. So why don't you go ahead and tell us about Reid Peters' Body and Philosophy.
Reid Peters' Body and Philosophy. First of all, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's a prestigious honor.
Of course, we're happy to have you.
Absolutely. What I do is essentially what it comes down to is speaking. And that's always been something I've been extremely passionate about. Like I did we had 5th grade graduation commencement speech. And I was just up there with a note card, all right, we gather here today.
Oh.
And I did the same thing in 8th grade. So it's always been that's the number one fear in the United States, I believe, past death even, is public speaking. And that's something that, for whatever reason, God blessed me with. I don't have that gene. Everybody gets kind of excited, excited, nervous energy before you go up and speak in front of people. But it's not terror, and I love doing it.
So you definitely kind of learned how to channel that into public speaking then?
Right, and what it was just experiences me messing up, me going through a lot of things in my life, things happening to me. Everybody has their go-through. It's not like I've gone through something like a genocide or something horrible like that, but I've gone through my individual go-through, and that's taught me X amount of lessons. So essentially what I do with the speaking is, I just pull on past experiences. I hear things from people a million times smarter than me, and I just relay it because I like to talk and I don't mind speaking in front of people. Mm-hmm. So it's there's no superiority complex. There's no divinity I walk around with I know all. It's exclusively me relaying information that I learned and just throwing it out there. And if it can help 1 or 2 people, God bless them.
Absolutely. So now that you have learned how to kind of channel your passion for speaking, what exactly is your philosophy with your videos for your kind of health and wellness videos that you have?
Yeah, everything comes down to, and that's another thing too, is I do make videos, Reid Peters' Body and Philosophy. It's on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all that kind of stuff. So if you want to see my big ugly mug talking about stuff or working out, fitness tips and stuff like that, go ahead online. I know everybody's probably on those platforms. Go check it out. But yeah, that's another thing too, is it's the body and philosophy. It's the body thing. I've always been just infatuated with working out and changing the body and having an image in your mind of what you want to do and then sculpting your body to get there. Or performance-wise, I want to jump higher, or I want to be stronger in this movement. And then doing X amount of things, sleeping the right way, eating the right way, supplementing the right way, and working out the right way. And then eventually you change your anatomy to what you had in your mind. I used to be a really skinny guy, and I would get beat up. I grew up hanging out with my older brother, and all the neighborhood kids were all way older than me. I'd get bullied, I'd get punked, I'd get beat up. So, maybe it comes from a lot of it comes from maybe a root of insecurity, I just need to be big and protect myself. But that turned into me just watching videos, asking questions, trying things out, failing, succeeding. And it turned into a real passion. I need to go and work out because I love doing it. It's not an addiction, I got to do it, otherwise it's body image issues.
Mm-hmm.
It's my best part of my day is when I'm in there slapping hands with people and moving weight around. Mm-hmm. The endorphins are flowing. So that's the body aspect. And if I can help anybody get to that same point, if I didn't have fitness, that would be such a big part of my life missing. Mm-hmm. So, and you release positive hormones when you do some of these movements, like testosterone, some endorphins and things like that. You release these and it makes you feel better. Humans, evolution-wise, we evolved running, right? Trying to find things, running away from things, being active. It's against our natural anatomy to just be docile, to be still. Sloths, for example, they can chill in a tree for hours and hours and hours. Humans, we weren't necessarily genetically geared to be that. We need to move, and it's really good for our mind, body, and spirit. So if I can help anybody get to that point, because everybody I talk to, everybody I talk to when I'm downtown or just out and about or at a grocery store or anywhere, they're dude, Reid, I'm trying to get swole, or trying to get in shape or something like that. And it's everybody has that idea in the back of their head of I can lose a couple pounds, or I'd like to add some good weight. But they have this idea, but there's such a philosophy that goes into it. It's your entire life. It's like I said, the way you eat, sleep, breathe, move, live. Every tiny little micro decision is going to eventually add up and accumulate into where you're at mentally, spiritually, and physically. So it's like an entire philosophy. It's an approach, an attitude of how you approach life when it comes to health. And I'm all about holistic health. So not about, neglecting your spirit, never reading a book and then going and doing bicep curls until you're blue in the face. Like, that's not my thing. It's more about like balance of all these different aspects of life. And can you balance them out? And that's the thing, is I am like extremely deeply flawed and damaged as a person. And I'm constantly, every single day, trying to surround myself around the right people to get advice from them so they can help me mold and improve, right? They can give me advice. I can cry to them. They can, all right, you need to change this, Reid. That's bad. You can't do that anymore. So it's like I said, with the last thing I'm ever trying to come off as is ingenuine or arrogant. It's exclusively like, I'm you who just doesn't mind talking in front of cameras or to groups of people 100% of the way. And if I can help you at all, I owe it to you, because enough people have invested in me and helped me where I need to pay it forward, and without getting too spiritual, extend God's kingdom. I need to do what I can to make this world a better place, a better experience for other people, because too many people have done that for me not to.
Okay, so he means well, he's genuine, he has plenty of advice to give everyone. It is just in that your first episode of your second season of your podcast is launching today. Why don't you go ahead and just tell us a little bit more about what this first episode of the second season has to say.
I got you. The Body and Philosophy podcast. So we did like 17, 18 episodes last season, and it was so hard because we filmed, it was so much more of like a TV show than it was a podcast. Like, we were in a studio, we filmed it, everything else like that. And it was just so difficult to upload video files. It took an hour to get them here, then you got to edit and go to YouTube. And it was just honestly such a time suck. It took away from how fun it was to actually do it. And it made me be inconsistent. I post like one every 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks in a row, and then I'd wait a month. Like, it was just so hard. So I decided to go completely audio. Okay. And it originally started out with me, my best friend Landon. He's literally like a brother to me. Do you know Landon? You probably met him at some point. But it started off with me and him, then he moved back to the Twin Cities. So now we can get him on phone since it's all audio, and we can easily knock that out. So essentially, this first episode was with my boy Dylan Martinez, and we were talking about just like thinking about what you're thinking about, because we have on average 50,000 thoughts a day.
That's neat.
And those directly mold like our chemistry. Like, the thoughts are physical, chemical things, and that directly molds who we are, the experiences we have, what we attract in this experience in this world. So if we consciously think about 10% of those 50,000 thoughts, that's 90% of those thoughts that we're just leaving to chance. Like, we're just letting the song influence us. We're letting whatever's on that TV influence us, the negative forces, and it's just, that's gonna, subconsciously create who we are. So we just like had a dialogue. Every podcast is just like a discussion, like about stuff that we picked up from, stuff we learned from books, stuff we heard from a mentor. It's not me up there like, yeah, you gotta pick it up like me, because I'm the best and you need it. It's so unbelievably not like that. And I think the self-help industry, the motivational speaking industry, and a lot of that kind of stuff has a bad rap to some people. Like, these are just like entitled narcissists trying to tell me what to do, and they can back it up themselves. It's like, that's the last thing in the world I'm trying to represent. So essentially 25-minute episodes, 30-minute episodes, something quick. It's not like a Joe Rogan, like 2.5 hours, because I'm not that deep. I don't got 2.5 hours for you.
It's pretty deep, though.
But
so we will absolutely link the podcast to this video for you guys to kind of definitely hear more about what he has to say. Listen into his first season of podcast if you're definitely interested. So last thing I want to ask you before we go is if you had one kind of piece of advice for somebody who is looking to kind of better themselves or better their fitness or health or anything, what would their first step be? Yeah,
it's simple. You got to associate it to something just far greater than yourself. Like, there needs to be, like, when everything else in the world is, it's like a big storm cloud, it's raining, something awful happened to you, like a breakup, a family member dying, something terrible. Like, there needs to be something that outweighs whatever stressor that is, you know. And you just got to take an internal look at yourself. And there's different activities that, you know, just message me on Instagram or something like that, and I can help you out. But there's different activities that can like help you out to figure out your purpose. What is your purpose? What is your driving force? So your purpose is something that, you know, innately was gifted to you. It's within your spirit, and you just gotta look at it, take an introspective look, and figure out what can I offer this world, and that is the thing that you need to go after, and then money will always follow. And you know, this is just what I've been told by mentors. When I started narrowing on my purpose, money started to follow, and it's like, okay, there's some truth to this. And then your driving force, it's like something that you wake up and no matter what condition you're in, you remember that thing, and you go to work, you go to class, you do what you need to do, because you can't let that down. You know, for me, it's my family, it's my mom specifically. Like even when I talk about my mom, 90% of the time I start crying. So like when I'm in a terrible place and I think about how much my mom loves beaches, how much she would adore a beach home, I'm like, dude, it's not about you being sad right now. Like, that doesn't matter. It's about your mom being as happy as possible. You giving her a return on her investment in you. Does my mom like require that from me? Absolutely not. But that's like, I've imagined just handing her the keys to that place, like her and my dad, like 1,000 times over. And like that thought of that outweighs me being too tired to go to the gym, me being too sad to go to work. Who cares about your feelings at this point? Like you've identified that driving force as something so much greater than yourself. So you can let yourself down, but you cannot let that bigger driving force down. So figure out, you know, your purpose and your driving force, those two things, and deeply associate that. Like write them down, put them on your wall, and then once you can, like that's ingrained in your thinking all the time. You see it when you wake up, you see it before you go to bed. Then you cannot let that thing down. Like you can let yourself down, but you cannot let like that bigger force in your life down. So that's the biggest thing, because it's so easy when you're tired to be like, I really feel in the gym today, you know. And it's like for fitness too, because it's like me, you know, if you want to like provide for your kids, that's your driving force, and you want to get in shape, you're like, okay, well, how would me, you know, gaining some muscle mass benefit my kids, right? You got to start taking a look at things like, why do you want to get in shape? Why? You know, is it because I just want to feel better when I look in the mirror? That's kind of flimsy, to be honest with you. Like that's enough for some people, but that's not sustainable. If it's, I want to have sustainable long-term health so I can last as long as possible, so I can benefit this world as long as possible, so I can see my kids down the line, I can see them all graduate. Now we're talking. Now that's gonna be so much easier to avoid putting that garbage, those chemicals in your body from some ridiculous source. Now we're talking about this is what's gonna get you up and go work out, because it's gonna be long-term health, right? For me, it's easy for me to go and lift thousands of pounds every week and go crazy because I have a fitness brand. I'm all about bodybuilding and stuff like that. And I tell people, I give people advice, I give people bulking plans. I better be backing that up. I need to be in there working. So not everyone's in my same position, but everybody's in a position to better their physical health and well-being, because you need to last as long as possible, because there's too many people that want to see you last as long as possible. So it's all about just associating little things in your life to bigger purposes. And then it's at that point, it's way, I don't want to say easier, but there's a less likely chance you're going to quit. And if you do mess up and you don't work out that day or something like that, it's just one loss, and then you can bounce right back too. Like that's my other thing. That's a whole other topic. But just don't let those losses come.
It definitely sounds like Reid has plenty more to say. So if you do want to hear any more,
check out the podcast.
We'll link his podcast to this video. It's obvious from what Reid said that there's definitely a lot to learn about what he has to say about kind of improving your fitness and body, as well as kind of integrating the philosophy part into that. They definitely go well together. But we will, like I said, put a link to his podcast in the video below. And also, we hope to see you guys next week to tune in for our next episode and keep empowering growth.
Empower growth.